Welcome to the Scarlet Faithful Podcast. I'm Aaron Brightman coming to you Sunday night previewing Rutgers-St. Peter's at the Rack, Jersey Mike's Arena. Monday night, 7 p.m., Big Ten Plus, streaming the game live, not on TV. First game in 9 days for Rutgers men's basketball. Critical in the sense of they have a 4 out of 5 game stretch coming up in December. That's really going to tell us a lot about this team and also help determine ultimately where they how they do this season in terms of Illinois on Saturday, Big Ten opener. Then you're at Wake Forest, you're at Seton Hall. You have a game at home against LIU, and then you're playing Mississippi State 2 days before Christmas on a neutral court in Newark at the Prue. So we're going to learn a lot about this team, and this is a game that's really their last tune-up and first game in week and a half. I think there's a good chance that Mawot Mag will play in this game. I think that was always the goal. It's been about 10 months since his injury, the torn ACL. And if you just look at statistically, the reduction in potential for re-injury, going to 10 months is a lot less than it is at 8 or 9 months. So I think that, he's been available since early preseason, full practice player. So they've really taken their time with him, which was smart. And I think with the important 4-game out of 5 stretch coming up, this is a great opportunity for him to get some run. I don't know how much he's going to play. I hope Austin Williams plays. He missed the last 2 games. He gives Rutgers some versatility as a bigger guard who can defend multiple positions. He can get to the rim. So I thought he's done some good things for this team so far. So hopefully he's back as well. If both of those players are back, the rotation, obviously is lengthens, which is a good thing now that you're going into a really critical stretch of the season against high majors. But just in terms of St. Peter's, listen, they're no slouch. Their KenPom right now is 239. But, KenPom has Rutgers winning by 14. It's not like this is going to should be a laugher by any means. If Rutgers doesn't come to play, they could easily lose this game. This is not the Shaheen Holloway St. Peter's of 2 years ago. But, they lost to Holloway and Seton Hall by 11 this year. They lost in single digits to UMass Lowell, who's 110 in KenPom. Rutgers played them recently, and they were very good, meaning last year. So this is no pushover. They're offensively, they're not good. They're just 300th in terms of adjusted efficiency. However, they do, 2 things really well, and one of which is offensive rebounding, 42.3% in terms of offensive rebounding rate, which is 6th nationally, and they're also 6th nationally in free throw shooting percentage at 82.9%. So if you allow them to get offensive rebounds and score on putbacks or foul them on offensive rebounds, St. Peter's is going to hang. That's what you cannot allow them to do. So Rutgers needs to dominate the boards. Obviously, Cliff, Hyatt has rebounded relatively well. Wolf. But the team as a whole needs to rebound better. That's one issue that Rutgers has had through 5 games at 4-1. They need to rebound better as a team. And this is a game, St. Peter's has a ton of wings. So Gavin Griffiths, if Williams plays, I mentioned Hyatt. Everyone's got a rebound in this game. And if you keep St. Peter's off the glass and you keep them off the free throw line, it's going to be hard for them to win. If you don't, you're playing with fire. I think that's a key thing. St. Peter's doesn't get blocked a lot either, 14th nationally in offensive block rate. Could change when they play Cliff. But they do those things well. But, Rutgers has been great defensively. They're 22nd nationally defensive efficiency. They're holding opponents to just 39.9% from 2-point range, which is 4th best nationally. St. Peter's is not good from 2-point range. They're one of the worst 2-point range shooting teams in the country at 42.8%, which is 336. So that's a huge matchup there. And then defensively, St. Peter's 147th. Rutgers offensively is just 156th. They're not shooting great. We know that. They're about average at 2-point range at 50.8, but 3-point range, they're shooting pretty poorly, 28.4%, which is 298. St. Peter's is not defending the 3 well. opponents shooting over 36% against them. So maybe an opportunity there. However, St. Peter's fouls a ton. They are allowing opponents to get to the free throw line at a really high rate, 362nd nationally at 60% free throws versus field goals. So this is a game, I think it's pretty clear that Rutgers needs to attack the basket with their guards, with Derek Simpson or Fernandez, pick and rolls, getting Cliff into open space and scoring that way. But I think that getting your two best free throw shooters to the line is going to be big in this game, and that's Derek Simpson and Andre Hyatt, both shooting over 85% for the year. Cliff and Wolf are going to get fouled a lot. They're big men down low. They're not shooting great from the foul line, but I think that their ability to finish off offensive rebounds, finishing strong. If you do get fouled, can you get to the and-one versus having to go shoot two, maybe even the front end of the one-on-one if they get fouled off of a rebound, before they're in the bonus. So, I think that that's a key part of it, just in terms of how Rutgers attacks offensively. I think it's a mature team. I think that they will. I think that they, it might take a little while for them to get back into the flow in terms of the offense after being out 9 days. I mean, shooting threes, if they're open and, they're within the kind of rhythm of the offense, that's one thing. But I think that, I don't think that St. Peter's particularly strong in closing out shots from beyond the perimeter, but I do think based on their proclivity for fouling and also Rutgers having multiple guys that can attack the rim and create offense, you need to go at the rim early and often, especially with being that long layoff. Just relying on jump shots and settling is not ideally, I think, the best approach in this game. You're still working on the rotations and such, but I think that this team knows more about itself. They're rested now. I think they got some valuable practice time. And, like I said, St. Peter's is not a team to take lightly. But at the same time, this is, I think, a perfect test before things really get harder, because Rutgers, could be pushed in this game for sure. But at the same time, I think there's some clear advantages there, just in terms of what Rutgers does better and how they could pose problems for St. Peter's, and how they can attack intelligently on the offensive end. I think that, this is obviously a game that you want to see them start well. But even if they struggle, I think defensively, Rutgers has the opportunity to be dominant in this game. And, obviously if Mag does play, that's a huge boost for the defense, for rebounding. I don't think you can expect him to pick up offensively where he was at the end of last season. I think it's going to take time for him to get back into it, work off some rust. But just rebounding and defense alone would be a monster addition to the rotation for Rutgers. He brings a toughness, he brings an edge, and he is just a difference maker for this team. So I think that everyone, when they look at Rutgers' season, they're projecting Mag to be a key part of that, and it very well could begin on Monday, which is very exciting. And just in general, it's been a crazy first few weeks of college basketball, just in terms of all the upsets. The Big Ten really does appear wide open at this point. And I think you just want to see Rutgers, play with togetherness on Monday, play with an urgency. It doesn't matter, yes, you want to see them shoot better, but dominate the boards, play with a certain type of mentality that's going to serve them well in the Big Ten. Those are things that I'll be looking for on Monday night. Again, it's streaming live on Big Ten Plus. And, St. Peter's is an inexperienced team. They have a lot of newcomers. So the more defensively they can put pressure on, they turn it over at a super high rate. They are 321st nationally, 21.4% turnover rate. Rutgers is 13th in terms of forcing turnovers on the defensive end. This is a game that they should force a ton of turnovers, get out in transition. They have a chance to dominate this game early from the outset, and I hope they impose their will. And, St. Peter's could kind of get leaned on a little bit, and their confidence might struggle. At the same time, the longer you obviously let a Cinderella hang around, you're playing with fire. And for a team that can, score off of offensive rebounds and very efficient at the foul line. They're not great at threes, so that's good, but you just don't want to mess around, and you want to see Rutgers take care of business on Monday night. I'm excited to see it. Thanks for listening and watching to the Scarlet Faithful podcast once again, and I'll have more out on Monday, including a rapid reaction to this game. Have a great day.